Yeah. I'm on I don't even know what I was trying to say. What the heck?
What are
My
you
brain
on?
was like, nothing. I don't
You
know.
said you're on. What are you
Not
on?
caffeine, clearly. I
Nope.
know. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm Blair.
And I'm Kirsten, and we are mediocre
Mediocre content.
content.
Why don't we're
Still doing good
always rough? Okay, rough.
every
All
time.
right.
How are you?
Good. So this is our Halloween episode, and I'm like super excited.
I can tell
Kirsten will
you're.
tell you, I literally came on the Zoom with a witch hat and
Yes.
like a spider web cardigan and my
Yes.
gemstone earrings. Like I'm into it. I'm here. I'm ready.
And I did not dress up. I did not get the memo at all. Which is fine. I'm still feeling Halloweeny. I'm just very late to the dress up game.
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
So just to talk about some Halloween stuff, like we're
Yes.
going to be doing all episode, but
Yes.
what kind of, so we just got Halloween decorations yesterday, and
Nice.
I'm going for like a pumpkin theme, very trick-or-treater friendly. We're living in a neighborhood with lots of trick-or-treaters,
Nice. Yeah.
so I think it's going to be really good. I did that spider web thing on the bush, like with the,
Cute.
you know, the cheap whatever it is.
Yeah. Nice.
What kind of Halloween decorations do you like?
Honestly, I'm not a very orange and black kind of person. I prefer purples and blacks. That's
Mm-hmm.
typically what I go for. But we do have these
Yeah.
two blow up skeletal dinosaurs that we typically put up, and I really want to get
So
them up. But
cute.
again, in addition to my wardrobe being a little late to the ball game, so is our decorating
Mhm.
skills. So we need to put those up. I'm ready to put them up. It's just finding the time to do it because they're pretty big. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Everyone in our neighborhood has the blow up game. It's
And
like real strong.
I love it. It's just first of all, they're super expensive. I don't know,
They are.
like
They
they're
are super expensive.
so expensive. And I think the the biggest one that we have is a skeleton T-Rex, and we got him in Ohio, weirdly enough, at Menards. So shout out to anybody who knows what a Menards is. But he was the last one, and he was on the top display, and we literally he was on sale, and they're like, oh, we don't have any more, and I'm like, well, can we have that one? And so they gave it to us at a
Nice.
discount, which was fantastic. So that's the only reason we have him.
Cute.
So
Love that.
yeah,
Love that.
but everybody in our neighborhood also has blow ups. They're just so expensive.
So we have the floating pumpkins like on our front porch. So
Oh,
we got like some cheap light up pumpkins, and
nice.
we were hanging them with fishing line. So it looks like they're
Nice.
floating, and I'm so excited. I think it looks real cute.
Yes. Are you gonna do the candles? Didn't you say something about candles last
Yeah,
week?
so
Yeah.
the candles are in our living room. So I'm very
Nice.
excited about that too. It looks really cute, very spooky.
It's been a very sad week for Harry Potter
Harry
fans,
Potter
which is the
fans.
only thing that makes me so sad because I'm like, oh, that's wonderful and also sad.
I know. I
Yeah,
know.
so but it's amazing to me.
R.I.P. Hagrid.
I know. It's amazing to me though that Tyler and I were talking about this week, where movies like that, especially with people like Alan Rickman as well, they're almost
Mhm.
immortalized nowadays
I
because of
know.
those
I
films that
know.
they're in, which is great. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think people will continue to appreciate Hagrid long
Yeah.
after, you know.
Yeah.
So I think this is good. It's a good thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I see
Um,
you've got
okay.
something going on here in our little cheat sheet.
Yes. Yes, on the cheat sheet, I have Fat Bear Week. I don't know if anyone knows what that is.
Might be kind of rude.
So let me tell you. So Philip, my brother, told
Hmm.
me that he likes bears one
Okay.
time. One
One
time.
time. Nice.
He's like obsessed with bears.
Hmm.
And so I found last year, I found this thing online called Fat Bear Week. And so I've been spamming him every year
Nice.
during Fat Bear Week. And he
Beautiful.
like does not respond. He does not care
It's
about that.
because you made it his personality.
I yeah, I impose this on him.
Yes,
But
it's
either
fine.
way,
Hmm.
so what Fat Bear Week is for people who don't know, the Katmai National Park in Alaska is home
Mhm.
to 2,200 brown bears approximately.
Wow.
And basically, so between summer and fall, bears are eating a lot so they can go into
Hmm.
hibernation,
Hmm.
right? And so
hmm
they gain an obscene amount of weight.
Right.
And so basically, what it is they pinpoint several different bears that they feel like are going to gain the most weight. And then they do like a March Madness style bracket, and
Oh
you
my
can
God.
vote online to see which bear you think is going to get the fattest.
I'm sorry. Are we fat shaming bears for fun?
No, no, it's good for them. It is
Does it affect
natural.
their self-esteem, I wonder.
I highly doubt it. They just want to eat food, okay? That's all they want.
I mean, to be fair, me too. So
I mean, yeah.
start that movement.
So the winner of Fat Bear Week
Okay.
was Bear 747
They don't even
weighing
get a name.
in, I know.
Just or seven.
Weighing in at approximately 1,400 pounds.
Holy crap.
And so I was writing this story on our cheat sheet, and then a
Mhm.
couple days later I was online, and apparently, according to the national park Twitter,
Mhm.
there was a scandal with
Oh,
the voting
heaven forbid.
in the Fat Bear Week March Madness bracket. I know it's very
Okay.
dramatic. It
The drama.
very I know.
Nice.
So basically, there was somebody who like spammed their account and voted a million times more for 747. But
Oh.
once they discounted those votes and retallied, he still was the winner. So it
Oh,
wasn't like it
okay.
skewed the results like a lot,
Oh my God.
um but yeah,
Who is
super.
using their time to spam this kind of
I
event?
You know what? People
Yes.
care. People care about
Clearly.
Fat Bear Week. All
Oh my
right.
God. I'm gonna start caring, I guess. I feel like I'm gonna enter myself into that next year. I would love to be part of
Stop.
the action. Fat Bear Week.
It's like
I would
all
love.
bears and then Kirsten.
And then me, I actually get a name. That's the sad part. They should
But
give
yeah,
747. You know what they should do? What they should add is whichever bear wins, they should
mhm.
provide a name to. That like that's their prize.
That's fair. I
Yeah.
feel like last year they had names for
Oh,
each bear.
really? Well, I wouldn't
Yeah.
know because it's not like I'm following.
So I don't know, but this is how they did it this year. And
Oh, wow.
I I and the pictures are so cool because
Oh,
there's like
yeah.
a before and after, right? So like in
Oh,
August, when on the
jeez.
website in August, when they're all like skinny, they're skinny legends, they have their summer body,
Hot girl
right?
summer.
A hot girl summer. And then in like October, when they're,
Wow.
hundreds of pounds heavier.
Jeez. It's like the opposite. They're like, you know what? We've been dieting, we've been doing our fitness training, but this winter we're going ham on the ham.
Going ham.
And they just
Yes.
go ham.
Yes.
I love that for them. That's
Yeah.
that's positivity right there.
I think it's a fun way to like
It is.
see nature, and
Yeah.
they also have, I think the national park has like live bear cameras too, where you can like
Oh,
watch them and stuff.
that's kind of cool. I would tune in for
Yeah.
that. I'm
Yeah.
not a huge fan of bears. I'm actually quite scared of them for no reason. Well,
I mean,
yeah.
there's reasons to be scared of bears.
They often appear in my dreams when I'm super stressed out. That's when I know I'm really stressed when I start having bear dreams.
Wow.
So I
That's
don't know.
wild.
I don't know
All
if this would
right.
induce good things, but I might tune in.
No.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's Fat Bear Week for everyone.
That's
And Philip,
fantastic.
who never responds to my text messages about Fat Bear Week.
Philip, you need to get on the train. This is your whole personality here. Start getting into it. She's sending it to you so that you don't have to do the research.
That's right. I'm doing it for you. It's fine. All right. So, this is just our insert disclaimer here.
Indeed. Yeah.
Don't take any of our information like it's worth anything because it's not.
No. Including Fat Bear Week.
Yeah, take that for what you will. I could be lying to all of you and you would never know.
Yeah, so that's to say, do your own research if you're
That's
so
it.
interested.
Yep.
Yes.
Um, yeah, so we don't give any professional advice. We don't We
No,
don't know anything here. We're just bullshitting on the radio, basically.
exactly.
On the radio internet.
Yeah. For a single listener. So definitely,
For one person. Yeah.
depending on what you're interested in, do your due diligence. If you think something's sus, it probably is. So do your research. That's the goal.
That's it.
And with that, we're going to jump into our good news segment for the week. You ready?
Take it away, Kirsten.
Let's go. First topic is another nature one, so we're on a trend now. We've got the subject of plastic eating worms, which sounds
Ooh,
very exciting. So
sexy.
scientists, yeah, so sexy. Scientists, this particular one is also an amateur beekeeper in their pastime. Uh, they determined that the waxworm, which I don't know what it is, again, do your own research, that waxworm saliva can break down something called polyethylene. And they are typically found in beehives, which is why that subject is related to the scientist. We didn't just
Yes.
insert beekeeping for funsies. It's
Yes.
related. Um, they are moth larvae that infest the beehives, which is
Yes.
kind of, also sus.
Gross.
So polyethylene makes up most of plastic bags, 30% of all plastic production. And this is good news, not for the beehives, but for our plastic problem, because this particular worm could potentially be a good source for recycling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it looks like previous to this, only microbes were known to break down plastic, like how
right,
they used them for oil spills, I think previously, and a couple of other
right,
things. But now we have actual like worms that
right.
can do
Which
it.
is good because when you're doing something, when you have something unnatural that something natural can take care of and it's not doing excessive harm or any additional harm, that's good news for sure.
Yeah. Points for beekeepers being out here, just
Yes.
like doing the most.
You know, also good to know that there's a difference between amateur and like master beekeepers. I'm
Yeah.
sure there are definitely master bee. I wonder what qualifications make you one or the other. I'd be curious to know.
I don't
Um,
know.
but yeah, out here saving lives, saving the planet.
Doing the most.
We also have Mr. Bill Nye, the science guy, hitting it up in a new show called The End Is Nigh.
Wah,
Um,
wah.
Not sponsored, I think we
Not
have to
sponsored.
plug. But I believe Blair may have already explored this particular
Yes.
show. So,
Yes. So I watched this show. I watched the first episode. I didn't even watch the whole thing, but I watched the
nice.
first episode. And each episode is a different natural, not natural disaster. I guess it could be.
Mhm.
They're all disasters that cause the end
Nice.
of the world, right?
Perfect.
Um
Apocalyptic.
very apocalyptic for
It's hard
sure.
to
And the
say.
first episode was on like a natural disaster where five separate um hurricanes hit each of the continents.
Good grief. Yeah.
Yes, and they're like category 5 hurricanes.
It's
Yeah, category
intense.
5, more than Katrina was.
Mm,
So I think it was category 5 or category 6.
has
They
to
were
be.
intense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he walks you through the entire like what would happen if this occurred and all the destruction and
Mm-hmm.
how it would disrupt all the food chains and like
Jeez.
supplies and all, just all of the devastation. But
Right.
then at the end, he's like, but this doesn't have to happen this way. And here's the ways you can help. And it's
I love
very,
that.
at the end of the episode, I thought I was going to be really depressed and
For
like really
sure.
sad.
Yeah.
And he then was kind of said, well, we can do alternative energy and we can do this and we can do
Mm-hmm.
that. And they were all like pretty reasonable. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't just like recycle, you know what I mean?
Right.
They were like
Right.
reasonable solutions to the problem, which were
Right.
really, really good things to have. So one of the ones that I particularly enjoyed was um and I know some people are against wind farms, but I think they're cool. And
Yeah.
he suggested one of the things we could do to avoid um, the hurricanes making landfall is make a
Mm-hmm.
wind farm out in the
Oh,
ocean, right? And
nice.
um, the force that the wind farm generates
Mm-hmm.
would keep the hurricanes offshore.
Interesting.
Yes. So it would be less likely, or it would be less, it wouldn't be category 5. It would be,
Right.
a 3 or
Reduce it.
2. It would
Yeah.
reduce it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was really interesting.
Did he
Right.
talk about how many you would need to create that kind of force against a hurricane?
He did. I don't remember it's
Interesting.
pretty expansive though. It's like,
Wow.
it's a lot. But
Yeah.
if you're worried about like having
Hmm.
a wind turbine in your backyard, that's, this is a good solution.
It's in the
You could
ocean.
just put them in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Um, but
Yeah.
then, he also talked about electric cars and
Of
all
course.
the
The
stuff you normally
stereotypical.
hear. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has science to back it up though, which is nice because
Yeah.
I think, science is always a
I'm
better
sorry.
thing to have than,
Science rules, I think is what you
yeah,
meant to
yeah.
say.
Science is the best. We love
It
science
is.
here.
Oh my gosh, that would be I can attest hurricanes are no fun. Having been through
Yes.
quite a few myself. Um, so to have other strategies like against them other than just waiting for them to arrive would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely would be a plus. I would be interested to know how long that project would take. And like, of course, you'd have to think about oceanic biomes too, because how are they affected with,
Right.
again,
Yeah.
man-made plastic or materials like being put physically? What's the degradation time? Like, there's
Sure.
lots of different factors that would have to go into that, but that's why we have scientists and that's why they're so
Right.
amazing.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
obviously not like a perfect solution. There's a bunch of different
Right.
ones, and I think
Right.
but the point is that I think that he's trying to make in the show is,
Right.
we're smart enough and we're
To come up with a
capable of
solution.
not preventing this and coming up with
Right.
solutions to the problem, which I think is a very nice take compared to,
Yes.
what you see
Doomsday.
on the news and all that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
It's a good show. I like it so far.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's definitely good news. And also kind of makes a good point for our next good news because it has to do with Hurricane Ian, that just ripped through Florida, really, traumatic for a lot of different people. Um, and there was actually a little bit of silver lining here. So, unfortunately, they did not get the wind turbines out in enough time before Ian smacked them at a very high category 4 and 5 when it made landfall. But there is a woman named Ashley Garner, and her family lived in Fort Myers, which I believe was one of the like most devastated areas that got hit with Ian. And similarly, they're picking up a lot of debris, picking up their life, picking up their family through this really difficult time. And I guess at some point during the storm, she ended up losing her wedding ring. Um,
Oh no.
which, in the article, she does say, I just kind of discounted it. It's just an
Yeah.
item. We survived. We're all alive. It's just a piece that can be replaced.
Exactly.
But she and her husband were out cleaning around the yard, and her husband lifted something out there in the garage area, and there was her ring on the ground next to the garage.
Whoa.
And it was like super magical and emotional because I guess for her, it wasn't about the ring. It was like, for her, it was kind of like a symbol of hope, like everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Things do happen, in a positive light, even with all this destruction and devastation. And so, she said, she has a quote in the Fox article that they posted, and she said, I just sat on the curb. I prayed to God and thanked him for providing and giving us a sign that there's hope for the community. And it's just,
Aw.
just little things like that, that
Yeah.
just kind of lift your spirits in a situation that is truly horrible and they are, still trying to, recover from. So I thought that was really, really nice.
That's very nice. I love
Yeah.
that. And it's way better than like the classic, oh, my ring fell down the sink drain
Right.
story. I think this is way better than that.
Way better than that. And, all that debris, all that destruction, I can't imagine. You're at that point, you're like, no, I'm never gonna find that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
I
absolutely
mean,
not.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So good
It's like
news
those
there.
stories where the dog gets picked up by the tornado and then comes home.
Yes.
It's like that.
Loyalty at its best.
Yes.
It was just like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, great news for her. So congratulations, Miss Garner, for finding your ring and all the debris. That's awesome. Hopefully you're doing well with your family. And then our final good news, also super uplifting. So there is an elementary school in California. They're called Westside Elementary, and their students have been providing positive messages on a phone line called Pep Talk, and that's PEPTOC.
Huh.
They've been doing this since February of this year, and basically anyone who calls in can get an unscripted message from one of the students. It's usually along the lines of, you're doing great, everything is fantastic, you're so beautiful. It's just simple things that these kids are recording and giving to this whoever calls,
That's
to
so cute.
get a
I
little
love that.
positive message. Yeah. They've actually grown so much that they had to add a secondary phone number because they were getting so many calls. And I think they said
Wow.
literally the one phone line they had received over 500,000 calls. Just
That's
astounding.
great.
But it speaks to the volumes in this world right now. Like any positive message is not only desired, but like
Needed.
needed, desperately
Yes.
needed, and like fought for, and like whatever it takes. I just need
Love
something
that.
positive. So, with that, if any of us or our one listener would be interested in giving the phone number a call and receiving, a good message, they have two numbers. The first one is 707-873-7862, or you can call 707-998-8410. And we're not sponsored by these guys. It's again just a cute little segment part that we just thought was really fun. But they're also trying to keep it going. Got a little bit of a fundraiser going on to maintain it because obviously, if you've got that many phone calls and you've got two numbers, it's a lot to
Yeah.
manage.
You
So
need people.
you
Yeah.
do. So if anyone does want to visit their site and donate to their Positivity Pep Talk hotline, we can put the description information. We'll put the link to it in our description of this episode. So you can hop on over and give them some support.
Yeah. Super
Yeah.
fun. Oh, I
Again, not
love that.
sponsored. Just want to
Not
reiterate,
sponsored.
not sponsored.
Right.
It's just cute.
It is cute. I
Yeah.
love that.
I actually haven't called, but I plan to because I just want to hear
Yeah.
a really cute kid give me a
Yeah, you'll
positive
have to give us an
message.
update
I will.
for the next pod.
Yeah, yeah. I'll call it before next time.
Perfect. Awesome.
So
Yay.
that's the end of our good news segment.
Okay, so now we're going to go into our first topic. Or well, I mean there's two main topics for this
Yes,
episode. It's going to be Halloween costumes throughout
fun.
the years and then Halloween candy.
Also exciting.
Yes. So this as our Halloween special, I felt like those were the most appropriate.
Absolutely.
Um I love Halloween if you can't already tell.
Dressed
Um
up immediately.
it's just a spectacular time of the year. I have
It
such
is.
fond memories growing up of like, figuring out what I was going to be
Yes.
and, you know, putting together the costumes and the
Yes.
makeup and just like and I mean the candy obviously
Oh
a
yeah.
definite perk, right?
Yes, for
And
sure.
just we never lived like in a traditional, neighborhood growing up. So we would always
Oh,
go to like a friend's house or our cousin's house and we would have Halloween at their house and because they had neighborhoods and we would walk around with them and it was just all a
right.
very like positive and wonderful experience. And I really,
Yeah,
it's a good, in my opinion,
agreed.
it's the best holiday. I
It
love it.
is the best holiday. I would have to agree with that because also I feel like it's one of those holidays where whatever gathering you're hosting or if you're going to a party, it's also not stressful, unlike Thanksgiving and
Yeah.
Christmas can be,
Yeah.
because it's like everyone's just literally there to have a good time and eat their weight in candy and like show off their cute costumes.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Everyone
so
like
fun.
brings something to the table when it's a
Yes.
Halloween party, right?
Exactly. So less stressful. And yeah, we're gonna be throwing a Halloween party. So
Oh,
excited
so
about that.
exciting. So
So,
good.
but yeah,
Um, okay, so my first question is for you, Kirsten.
okay.
Are you
Hopefully it's
a
not for someone else. Who is it? Who
It's for
else would it be?
Dan, our third host that no one has met yet.
Yeah, he's just sitting in the background.
All right. So let's see. So are you a thrift store person like when to get your costumes
Oh,
or are you a store-bought costume person?
I gotta be honest. I'm complicated, as if that wasn't clear. in our
High maintenance
our high
costume.
maintenance kind of situation. So when I was a kid, we went to Party City for
Oh
for the
yeah.
most part. Like that was the
Yeah.
place to get it. And
Sure.
honestly, if you look back, we had some, I would say we had some pretty cool costumes, but I have always been interested in doing kind of like a, a cosplay level type of costume one
Oh
day.
yeah.
You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like I have aspirations. I'm crafty but not that level, so it would definitely be bought by
Sure.
someone who is a professional.
Sure.
But I am one of those people like if I could go ham, I will because it's like I want that wow factor for myself and it's just the only way I feel
Yes.
like I can achieve it.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So,
I would agree with you. I've always like
yeah.
wanted to have like an amazing
Yeah.
professional level costume.
Yes.
Um I so I think we did a good like mix of
Hmm.
I think when I was younger, it was
Hmm.
easier, you know, because like they Halloween costumes
Right.
are typically like at the store are typically geared
Yes.
towards young kids, which totally makes
Yes.
sense. But like as I got a little bit older, I think I would go to the thrift store and find like old dresses and you
Right.
know, just like
Yeah.
stuff, you know, random things and just put them together and then put zombie makeup on and then call it a day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like anything is a zombie. That's the best way to do it, you
Anything
know.
is. Yes.
It's like I'm gonna dress up as a totally normal person and just put zombie makeup on and be
Same,
done.
same. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
fantastic.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
So yeah, I it was I my favorite part I think was the makeup though. Like
Yeah.
I was really into that. Um
Nice. Yeah.
so yeah, so the first thing we're going to talk about is Halloween costumes. If you couldn't already deduce that.
Yeah.
Um so Halloween costumes are kind of important because it really is telling of what politics are happening in our
Hmm.
society and like the popular culture and what people think is scary. Like it's very telling of societal norms at the time.
That's true.
Um, so in the early 20th century,
Hmm.
people would dress up for Halloween, Valentine's Day, and Easter. There was a bunch of dressing up happening.
Wait a minute.
And
What?
yeah, yeah,
Valentine's Day? What are they?
yeah. So
I'm
they
confused.
would put like little hearts, you know, they would wear hearts and like
Oh,
people would dress up as Cupid and stuff. It was a thing.
okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. I
And
wouldn't have expected that.
they would have like events like masquerade balls and you know get-togethers that were
Sure.
themed towards the holiday,
Sure.
which honestly I think that's a fun way to live and I'm sad we don't
Yes.
do that anymore.
Absolutely.
So most costumes were homemade and they were very classic Halloween characters, you know, so you have your ghosts, witches, cats,
Cute.
pumpkins, and the moon,
The
which I
moon.
think is very funny.
This is an interesting one.
This is like pre us going to the moon and we realized it wasn't that great. So we just the moon was one of the Halloween
It's
costumes.
like the biggest form of idolization. No, I'm going to be the
The
moon
moon.
for Halloween.
Exactly.
Are we talking like the globe? Was there crescents involved? Like how I wish there was pictures included in this cheat
So
sheet.
I know. So I looked and there wasn't any pictures of this particular
Dang
costume that I
it.
could find. Um, I would imagine it would be like a crescent moon situation, but I don't know.
Never know.
So just use your imagination. I think
Somebody
it'll
just
be
out here dressing as a full moon.
a full moon.
That could be taken weird.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
mind. Don't dress up like that for Halloween. We're past that era.
So also during this time, I want to acknowledge people did dress up as people from other cultures and races, which we now recognize is very insensitive and not
Yeah,
appropriate.
definitely.
So I wanted to acknowledge this. I don't think it needs to be
No,
said any further.
no.
We know that this is just
Yeah,
part of our history and we're acknowledging it and we're moving on.
correct.
Um, so most costumes during this time aimed to hide the identity of the person, which was important because this was the time when there was more tricks happening than treats.
Okay.
So the term trick or treating came a little bit after this, but this
Hmm.
was definitely kids were really getting into trouble and like doing very,
Oh.
very tricky things, such as
Hmm.
they would like throw flour at people. I'm not really sure
Oh,
exactly what they were getting at with that, but then the article said they were stealing their neighbors' fences. I don't know
that's
how.
weird.
I know, like why?
Wait, what?
The only thing I could think of is like, oh well, most people, like some people had livestock or something, and so that would like let all your livestock out.
Oh,
But I don't know.
it, that seems weird.
I don't know. It
A
was
whole
weird.
fence?
That's what they said. Yeah.
I can't
And I'm
even
like,
tell you how
what?
to hold. Like, I can't even. Some of these fences are pretty heavy. I don't even know if
Right.
I could like lift a fence not in the ground, but to like conceptualize pulling it out of the ground and then carrying it
So
off somewhere.
I got the impression from the article that this was like groups of boys specifically. They said it
How
was groups of
many
boys. I don't know.
per pack?
I a pack of wild
A
boys.
pack of wild boys stealing fences on Halloween.
I don't know. So shortly after this, in the Halloween of 1933, this was
Hmm.
during the Great Depression. So
Mm,
people were very agitated during
obviously.
this time.
Yeah.
So young teenage boys all over the country, this was not specific to one place, flipped over cars, sawed down telephone poles,
Good
set
Lord.
stuff on fire, like just
Arson.
raged.
A
It
typical
was,
Halloween night.
yes, it was terrible. So the adults
Hmm.
decided that they needed an activity.
Clearly.
And so this is where trick or treating and haunted houses and costume parties and all that stuff was
Doesn't
brought
this
out of,
kind of seem like a
because
reward for
I think
being
so.
a troll?
Like a reward.
It's like a, yeah, it's like a reward.
Reward.
Also, can we point out packs of boys, packs
Yes.
of grown boys were
Teenage
doing
boys.
teenage, well, grown enough. I mean, they're like, you know what? We don't have anything to do on specifically October 31st of every year. So you know what? Arson.
Right.
And the adults were like, let's give them candy.
They need an activity. We need to
They
distract
need
them.
something to do.
Oh my God.
What the hee haw is this?
So that's where trick or treating was born. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I know, I
Ooh,
know.
that's a process and a half.
So with this new tradition, um costumes became popular to cater to children, and so therefore we have, the cartoon characters like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, and like those, like things were becoming more catered towards children.
Right, 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 right.
So then we fast forward to the 1950s,
Okay.
and you could buy costumes from the store, and people were able to afford it at this time, so it
Nice.
became more expansive. So instead of your traditional like ghost witches, cats,
Right.
you have like princesses, mummies, you have Batman, because Batman was a popular
Yeah. Yeah.
character, as he still is today.
Absolutely.
Frankenstein's monster,
Cute.
um you know things
Classic.
that I think our generation probably thinks
Yeah,
of as like classic Halloween,
for
right?
sure. For sure. Yeah.
um so and then so in the 70s we started getting more political, and
Lovely.
this was so Richard Nixon was the most popular
Hmm.
presidential Halloween costume mask. And I think I've seen like Ronald Reagan and Hillary Clinton and
Yeah.
Barack Obama. So
Oh,
like,
for sure.
you
Trump,
know,
for sure.
so in the 70s, all the political costumes started making an appearance on the scene.
Which is
Um,
interesting. I think
yeah,
also because I know that there's some countries out there where to mock in that way, like a government figure, even if you disagree with them, is like extreme taboo. And America's just like, let's just put this plastic, like
America.
gooey face on my
Right.
face, and I'll parade around with like peace signs in the
Yes.
streets.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So yeah, we we expanded
We
in the
did
70s.
above and
Um,
beyond.
so in the 80s, 90s, and beyond, we're seeing, so after like major horror and sci-fi
Right.
films became very popular, so,
Right.
such as like Star Wars and
Mm-hmm.
ET and Friday
Mm-hmm.
the 13th. We see like Jason costumes and, you know, Princess Leia,
Right.
Yoda,
Right.
ET. Yeah, so
So
that's
again,
so
another marker.
another
And
evolution of
yeah.
costumes for sure.
Yeah.
Um, and the sexy costumes, like, you know, like sexy police officer and
Sure.
things like that, have
Mm-hmm.
been popular since the 1960s. And I looked up one and it was sexy Bert and Ernie, and I think that's outrageous.
That's
There,
horrifying.
you can make a sexy costume with anything,
It's
and some of
creepy.
them are deeply horrifying, deeply
Yeah.
horrifying.
Yeah. No, thank you. I think also not to get into the sexes, I guess, too much, but I think specifically also geared towards female costumes as
Yeah,
well, and how that has evolved very aggressively. And I would also say it's interesting to see the adult costumes in the stores these days that are considered sexy, and also to see a good majority of them considered one size fits all as well. So
yeah,
potentially eliminating sizing options for some of them, because I can tell you, one size does not fit all.
it's true. It's true.
But it's very interesting how that has evolved to be extremely sexualized and also not inclusive.
Yeah,
Just like
yeah.
double win.
Super great. Love that for us as a society.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so so yeah, that's a little history of the Halloween
Nice.
costume. Yeah,
Nice.
we've
Yeah.
come a long way.
We have. Yeah.
So now I would like to get into, so I have like three different lists here
Okay.
of cost like very popular Halloween costumes.
Okay.
And some of these are throughout the years.
Okay.
Um, and then some of them are just, and one of them is just popular Halloween costumes for this year.
Okay.
So let me see here. I've got, so Cosmopolitan, the
Yeah.
magazine, put out popular Halloween costumes since the 1950s. And some of these
Wow.
people, I'm going to be really honest and say I have no idea who they are. But they used to be like old movie stars and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so in this particular one, in the 1950s, the most popular Halloween costume for couples was like Norma Desmond from Sunset Boulevard. And
Ah.
in 1951, it was Alice in Wonderland, which I love. I think that's
Cute.
fabulous.
Yes. Love it.
Um,
Oh, singing in the rain. That's
yeah,
cute.
1952, Singing in the Rain. I think that's cute too. I would love
Yeah.
that. And that's easy to do. It looks like it's
Right. Rain
just like a raincoat and
jackets.
an umbrella.
Yeah.
And
Easy.
then that's easy. So then 1953 is Peter Pan.
Nice.
Super fun. I think that's when that movie came out too,
Probably.
maybe.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
1954 is Godzilla. So we're taking a turn towards the
Yeah.
horror movie, if
Yeah.
you will.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
1955, James Dean. So in specifically in the movie Rebel Without a Cause.
Yeah. That
So
seems
he
like
was,
an easy one too.
yeah, especially
Yeah.
for guys, you know, just like a red jacket, white t-shirt and jeans.
You know what's interesting? This is what's in this is crazy to me. I just had this thought looking through these. So obviously all of these are very popular individuals in that time frame, or very
Yeah.
popular new films that are taking off. It's also interesting to me that previously, if you think about the older costume ideas, it was witches and ghouls and
Yeah.
Frankenstein and those kinds of things. Those were all the fears and uh like community concerns, like
Sure.
real community concerns, vampirism, things like that, in like the old days when they had like
Sure.
Salem witch trials and things. So that was
Yeah.
like their version with all the stories and communications in the olden days talking about these crazy creatures, and suddenly they became like this fun thing to dress up as and like kind of mock and make fun of
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit. And it's funny too, because I guess I hadn't thought that those things would have been attributed, but it was still popular society culture and in very popular in conversation to talk about, oh yeah, she's getting burned because she's a witch. And then we dress up as a witch because it was popular to
Yeah.
talk about in that culture in that time frame. So it's interesting just from that perspective.
Yeah. So Halloween
No.
costumes have always been pop culture, like
Right.
regardless of
Like,
what time period you're in.
yeah, you could consider that like vampirism and things kind of like pop culture for that time period.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
interesting.
Absolutely.
Not in a good way, because people did die and that's horrible, but it is interesting that that was the main topics for the time.
I I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
So another like hallmark year is
Mm-hmm.
1959. Marilyn
Mm.
Monroe was
Oh,
the most popular costume. And I mean, come
goddess.
on, she's still a popular
Yes.
costume today.
Absolutely.
An icon, truly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see. 1960 was Marion Crane from Psycho, which is a
Ooh.
very popular Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Um, and the famous scene of her in the shower, like people obviously weren't dressing up as her like naked in the
Yeah.
shower because that would be inappropriate.
What a great
Um,
costume. So
so
affordable.
affordable. Um, but apparently in her, according to this, like
Hmm.
her style outside of like movies and stuff
Oh,
was very iconic.
I
So
mean, look, if you're balling on a budget, that one
birthday
scene,
suit.
it might be it.
Oh my God. 1961, Holly Golightly from Breakfast at Tiffany's, a
So
very
cute.
fabulous movie.
Love it.
1962, JFK and Jackie O. No surprise there. So that's
Not at all.
political. That's
Yes.
political before the 70s, right? Very
Yes.
popular. Very
Yes.
popular.
Love that.
The Lucille Ball was in the 60s
Love.
as well, and Elizabeth Taylor,
So
right?
cute.
Yes.
Yes.
Love. 1965, The Rolling Stones.
You would have to have, okay, this is what's also weird. You would need a pack of boys. Speaking of, you would need a whole pack of boys to do things like the Rolling Stones or the Beatles or any popular
Group
bands.
costume.
You
Group
would need,
costume.
yeah, you would have to recruit for that one.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, you really would.
Or you could just like have a rock and like roll it, and that would be the Rolling Stones, or
I
have
don't,
multiple rocks.
I don't think the puns were all the rage back then. Maybe they
No,
were
but
secretly, but that's a good
I feel
one.
like today that could be an okay one. I like
Yeah,
the pun costumes. They're really
yeah,
fun.
they are perfect. Yes.
Yeah, like raining cats and dogs.
Oh
That
my
one's that
gosh.
one's iconic. I love that one.
I love it.
All right, 1966 Star Trek. No surprise there. That could also
No.
be an individual or group costume.
Yes, that one's a little more versatile, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
1967 I Dream of Jeannie.
she's cute.
Yes. Very
I like
cute.
it. Yeah.
1968 Casper, the OG ghost, the OG friendly ghost.
The friendly one. Yeah, I think all
Love.
the ghosts previous were probably a little spooky, and then they got Casper, and they're like,
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
he's chill.
and then the friendly ghost in Harry Potter came next after that.
True, true, very true. Is that
All right.
No, he was a poltergeist. Never mind.
So 1969, another famous musician. Can you guess?
Lay it on me. Is it Elvis?
Elvis.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. And then 1970, the Beatles.
You
So
know,
we knew they were coming.
here's the thing about Elvis, though. People dress like him outside of Halloween these days.
Yes, they
I
do.
find a
Yes,
lot
they
of him in
do.
Vegas, actually.
Yes. Yes. That is where he is known to be found.
Another
True,
immortal.
true. I like Fat Elvis. I think he's much more much more relatable than
Was
like
he
regular Elvis.
was he one of the bears that they were watching this year in Alaska
Nah.
in the fat bear competition? Full circle.
That was a terrible joke.
I tried. You know what? You gotta do what you can. All right.
No, Fat Elvis was not a bear. Rude. 1971, Willy Wonka, because that's when Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory came out.
The
Very good.
OG.
1972, The Godfather.
You know,
Wow.
I've never actually seen it.
Neither have I. Nobody come for me.
Nobody. If you say anything about it, I will ignore it because I've never
Yeah.
seen it. I've never
Where
seen it.
I am the worst about movies, honestly. Like
Wasn't it also a
I
book?
yeah,
I
I
think it
think
was a
so, but I
book.
think the movie was more popular than the book.
Oh well, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know because I've never seen it.
I don't know
I
either.
wouldn't know.
Truly the worst.
Mm.
Okay, so 1975 Jaws was very popular.
That's cool. Yeah, I wonder if they went as the shark or the guy.
I would say the shark probably. That 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 shark scared
That
the
shark.
crap out of me when I was a kid. I don't know why. I was watching it as like a 10-year-old,
Yeah.
and obviously now as an adult I realized the animatronics were absolutely garbage.
Yeah.
But I was terrified. I had dreams about sharks for like a week. It was
Horrifying.
awful.
No, I wonder if most of the costumes for that were handmade or if there was some kind of pre-made Jaws costume. I cannot imagine some of the people who went off the chain with the Jaws costume. I bet there were some pretty awesome ones out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it was just Jaws, but it looks like Left Shark.
Okay. So spooky.
Like animated Jaw,
Yes.
that would
Yes.
be I think that would be a vibe, actually.
Oh
Be
my
like, I'm
gosh.
Jaws. No, man. No, you're
Nope,
not.
not even close. Oh
All right.
man.
1976, we have Rocky. We love
Nice.
that.
Love it.
1977, our favorite princess, Princess
Princess Leia
Leia.
with her
We
beautiful cinnamon
love.
buns.
We love the cinnamon buns.
So good.
1979, we have our introduction of Superman, which I have
Nice.
many friends who dressed up as Superman as a kid. I feel like
Probably so.
Superman and Batman were very popular with the
Oh
young men
yeah.
in our generation, for
I
sure.
don't know if Chris ever did. I'd have to ask him or look back at some photos. I don't know if Philip had like a Superman costume, but I don't know if
Philip
Chris
didn't,
did.
but our friends, our close family friends did.
Oh, cute.
And so they would go as like Batman and Superman and
Nice.
all that. I don't know if Philip ever went as like a superhero. Let's see. 1980 Daisy Duke from the Dukes of
Okay.
Hazzard.
I can
Okay.
tell you 1,000%
Yes.
in my area, this even as like obviously we weren't born in the 80s, so I would like to preface that.
Yeah.
I was a 93 kid, but
Yeah.
even then, even in the 90s, this was still a very popular costume to dress up as Daisy. Very
In
popular
Southern Virginia.
in Southern Virginia. Those popular, and even in high school, we would get the O1 stickers, and I had one on my computer. I don't know if you remember this, but I had one on my computer, and it legit said "I heart Cooter," and everyone was like, "You heart what?" And this is at an all-girls college.
I was wondering what that's about.
But it's from the
What was
Dukes of
that about?
Hazzard.
Oh
It's
my
the O1
God.
car, and Cooter is in the show. So
Oh, it all makes
yeah,
sense now. I was like, I'm
yeah.
not going to ask her about this sticker because
I
doesn't
mean,
matter that much to me, but now I understand the
now you
sticker.
understand this was a very popular topic and a very popular show.
I I have no the most I know about Dukes of Hazzard
Mm-hmm.
is when they remade it with Jessica Simpson and she did the Boots Are Made for Walking song.
Ah, yes.
That is the
She did a
only
good one.
knowledge I have of Dukes of Hazzard.
I liked that version. I think she
Yeah,
did a pretty good job, but Jessica Simpson was all the rage at the time too, so it kind of worked in
true.
her favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could
Yeah.
have done anything and they would have been like, "Oh my gosh." Jessica.
She's blonde and
She's
skinny.
blonde, which is funny because Daisy was not blonde.
Right, she's brunette in this picture
Yeah.
that I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, but she was not a blonde.
And then 1982 we have Annie. Oh,
Cute.
1983 Madonna, an iconic costume. I feel like a lot of people still dress up as her for sure.
You know what? I think between her and even like modern, like Lady Gaga is probably popular because
Yes.
it's
Oh
just
my
all about the
God.
costumes and even the music videos that she was in and the red carpet stuff that she would do. Just
I'm going to talk
iconic.
about
Yeah,
Lady Gaga comes up in several of the lists, especially for the
perfect.
early 2000s.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my God. I
Yeah.
wanted to dress up as her so bad, but like
Really?
I couldn't get so I guess I just didn't have the time or the energy to
True.
like come to like make the costume because
It's
you can't
work.
and the Amazon wasn't really a thing then, so I couldn't
Yeah.
like get it together. I had no money. I was in, high
Yeah,
school or
we were
whatever.
also in school.
Yeah. And so, but yes, oh my God, that would be so good.
Very
All
cute.
right. So 1984. Ghostbusters.
Nice.
And
So popular.
this is relevant because in Stranger Things they dress up as Ghostbusters, and it was like
Oh.
in the 80s is when the series is set. So I feel like this is very accurate
Um,
to that.
gotcha.
We
Okay.
love Ghostbusters though. Oh my god,
It's nice that
iconic.
they captured that reference, though. I've never seen Stranger
Yeah.
Things, but it's nice that they went the extra mile.
All right, 1985, Back to the Future, Marty McFly. Are we surprised? No, we are not
No,
surprised
not
one
at
bit.
all.
Not even a little bit. All right, I'm gonna let's see. Oh, 1987 RoboCop. All right,
Nice,
sounds good.
nice.
Another classic movie that I have really never seen.
I have not either, honestly.
Truly the worst.
Yeah.
We should be shunned. Oh my
Nah.
gosh.
We'll be fine.
1988, we have a wonderful cat costume in the form of Garfield.
One of the cutest joke cats, comic cats.
Yes.
Amazing. No shade.
1989, we have the introduction of Batman.
New
Whoop whoop.
superheroes. I
We
guess
love
RoboCop was a
Batman.
superhero, but
I
yeah.
guess. And then 1990, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Also need
Nice.
a big group for.
Yes, that
Yeah.
definitely a group costume, but I feel like you could definitely do an individual one too.
You could.
It wouldn't be as cool though.
No, you would need the crew, and also you would need at least five if you wanted to do Master Splinter as well. I feel like he was
True.
very neglected during this era. The
Yeah.
focus was on the turtles. There was a rat involved, guys. Okay, a
Yeah.
full man rat.
1991, my
Ah,
personal fave, Morticia
yes.
Adams.
Okay, but
Truly a queen.
which version? Because there's two. There's Angelica Houston, but there
Right.
was one previous. There was
There was. Yeah.
yeah, there was an Adams Family
So
previous, but I don't remember the actress's name.
I'm partial to the Angelica Houston version.
She is
She's
fabulous.
she's so good. Oh my
First
god.
of all,
That whole like that remake of the Addams Family is
oh,
a special place in my heart. Like
so
it's
good.
and then Wednesday is my fave. She is okay, 1992 Catwoman. What up?
Nice.
Michelle Pfeiffer, the OG Catwoman. We
She's
love.
gorgeous.
Halle Berry did a great job too, and so
She
did
did.
Zoe Kravitz. I feel like
Yes.
all the Catwomen are equally as amazing.
They all did fantastic. Yes.
All right, and then 1993 we have Jurassic Park.
I like that my Halloween decorations are dinosaurs, and that was the year
And
in
that was
which
the
I
I
was
was
born. Like, I guess it's carried through from
I
birth.
love that. That's
Now we got
wonderful.
all the blow
How
up Halloween
fitting.
ones as well. You can dress up as the blow up dinosaurs
Oh, I
now.
know. I
Yeah,
know.
so
Those are
popular.
fun.
Yeah,
I
they're
always feel
cute.
like those would be so hard to walk in though and just
Hayden,
generally move around.
Hayden did it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think it's pretty
Oh.
hot though. I mean, it's all plastic.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
probably very warm. All right, 1994, which is my birth year.
cute.
We have The Lion King is the
Did you,
best Halloween costume
did you
or
dress
the
up
most
like a
popular.
lion ever?
No, I
No.
didn't. No,
Boo.
but I did have a Lion King t-shirt that I wore and held on to for a very long time.
I'll give you that one. You can have it. That's nice.
Yeah. It's such a good movie. I love
Yeah.
those. All the Lion King movies are so good.
On VHS,
On
nonetheless.
whoa.
Taking
Whoa,
it back.
throwback. All right. So then in 1995, we have a reappearance of Star Trek because the Voyager series
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
came to popularity, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So 1996, we have a very iconic, and I know
Scream.
I've said iconic like 3, 4 times now, but
It's true though.
yeah, 1996, we have Scream, which is
Yeah.
The Mask. I don't
The mask.
I remember growing up and they were in
Yes.
all the stores, like everyone had one, and there was
Yep.
one that you could pump like red liquid into and the blood would like come
Yes.
down.
Yes.
That was crazy.
Yes. Yeah.
I it was very popular. Like everyone had one.
Even now,
Yeah.
even on, you know, TikToks and things, the people that are doing videos with that mask, still today, that is
Yeah.
the mask that they're
The
using.
the Halloween mask for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Crazy. 2002 Hermione Granger.
Specifically.
We love
Just
a Harry Potter
not
costume.
Harry, not
No,
Draco, not Voldemort, Hermione
Hermione
Granger.
Granger. Yes. We love her. Okay. First of all, let me just put this out there. Any
Mhm.
Harry Potter costume,
Yeah.
I'm here for.
Yeah,
Any Harry Potter
absolutely.
costume.
Still.
I
Yeah.
love. All right. 2003, we have Spider Man. brought to you by the Tobey Maguire franchise, which is controversially the best franchise.
Oh my God.
You can fight me on that if you want.
I can't fight you. I am not into Spider-Man.
Listener, you can fight me on this if you want. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man.
Bring it.
I mean, Tom Holland though is good. I'll give Tom Holland, but the other ones I can't get behind. I'm sorry. Jack Sparrow in 2004, not surprised. A ton of people dressed up as him. Yep. 2005 we have Grey's Anatomy cast, which is also not surprising. I think a lot of this era with Grey's Anatomy brought in a lot of like, instead of it's just like the sexy nurse costumes, people actually dressed up in scrubs, which was refreshing for those of us in the medical field. I wasn't in the medical field at the time,
right? But
I feel like looking back on that now, I would appreciate that. And it's also really a comfortable costume. Yeah. 2007 we have Hannah Montana.
Oh my gosh, I bet she cringes every time she sees this now.
You get the best.
Poor Miley.
Worlds.
She's like, wow, glad that era's gone.
Done. All right, and then we've got the cast of High School Musical, another really great group costume that I saw no one wear.
No, and I honestly was not on the High School Musical train either. I wasn't a Disney Channel kid.
It was my gateway drug to Zac Efron, honestly.
Gross.
We love Zac Efron.
Sure.
He cute. All right, now we have Lady Gaga. Like
fantastic.
We've been talking about this entire time.
Yes.
The best, truly.
The best. Yes.
And there's so many different ways to do Lady Gaga too.
Similar to Madonna.
Yeah.
So many different ways.
Many eras. 2010 Princess Tiana from Princess and the Frog.
Great movie.
Not surprising.
No.
Very good movie.
Yeah.
Love that. And then 2017 Wonder Woman. Not surprised. Very good movie.
Honestly,
very good movie.
A level up in her costume as well, because previously, obviously, she was a very popular comic at the time. Yes. I'm surprised that she didn't get more popular. Like, I'm surprised she's not in this list sooner, honestly.
Yeah, like with the Superman era.
Yeah, I really thought there would be more like Green Lantern or the Flash or something like that in the like the most popular, but this look for her in these movies, phenomenal.
So good.
Phenomenal.
2018 The Nun.
Horrifying
movie that I've never seen.
Nope. Well, never.
Very terrifying though.
Don't look it up.
Terrifying. All right, 2019 is Hustlers, that movie with Jennifer Lopez, Cardi B, and some
never
other
saw
stuff
that either.
I never saw it either.
Yeah.
No. I didn't. Apparently it's very good though. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's see. And then that is the end of our list.
Yeah. That's it. Ends in 2019. I wonder, well, you know what? I mean, 2020 didn't probably have Halloween, so that makes sense actually.
2020 and 2021 would be COVID. So
yeah. That's unfortunate.
That's actually really sad.
Yeah. I wonder what other kinds of articles, taking a break from the Halloween though, I wonder what other types of articles like this end in 2019 because of COVID. Probably a lot, because there wasn't a lot going on.
Yeah, I think it's time to take a break. I'm exhausted.
You should be. There's a lot of eras going through there.
I know.
Yeah, but we'll see you after this break.
Hey, we're the husbands of mediocre content. Bringing you an ad segment that's missing, an ad.
This is a break brought to you by us because we're the only ones crazy enough to sponsor this thing.
If you'd be interested in sponsoring the Mediocre Content Podcast,
and we understand if you aren't,
contact our mediocre wives at mediocrecontentpodcast@gmail.com.
For now, enjoy this brief break from the podcast before we throw you back into more unimportant,
dare we say, mediocre content.
All right, welcome back from the break. We hope you had a good time away. We're getting into our second half of the podcast, and we're talking about candy.
Okay, so this is the portion of the program where Kirsten and I fight each other for approximately 5 minutes.
Put up your dukes.
I'm going to say something controversial yet brave. Okay.
Okay, brave. Sure.
Yes, controversial controversial yet brave.
Sure.
All right. Candy corn is a disgusting excuse for a candy.
I'm so mad.
And the texture is wrong. The flavor is wrong. It is artificial and disgusting.
Okay.
Period.
All right. My initial question is, what did you expect it to taste like? I don't really know why you're like, oh, the texture and the taste. What else would you have assumed it was going to taste
tastes
like?
Well, okay, so it doesn't. It's like wannabe white chocolate.
It's sugar.
That's what it's disgusting. It's
God.
like I artificial flavoring and all that. I'm like good with all of those things. Like
Mhm.
I am. I love it. It's so good. But like candy corn just rubs me the wrong way. It's not good.
Well, it's not meant
It's
for
like
the skin.
chalky and it's not good.
Look here.
It-
Look here.
Okay.
Candy corn is a tried and true, but what I will say is that the staple candy isn't actually the candy corn. It's actually the candy pumpkins. And let me tell you
Yeah,
why.
so those can go too.
Oh my God.
Those can go too.
You can go right to the Garbaggio because I'm going to tell you, the pumpkins are so thick and perfectly shaped for noms, where candy corn, they're rogue. You might bite your finger by accident. They're small and snippet little candies. The pumpkins are where it's at. If you've never tried the candy corn,
right.
and it's Branches, isn't that the brand? I think it's Branches specifically. Those are the ones.
It's just weird. I don't know.
It's not weird.
You froze. It is weird.
It's not weird. I have full support. Actually, this is good. Listener, we would love to know your opinion. Either send us an email about whether you're pro candy corn / candy pumpkins or not, or send us a tweet. Tweet us about it. We'd love to know. We'll put up a tweet about it, and you guys can let us know what you think. Because I'm pro.
We'll do a poll.
Yeah, I'm pro candy corn all the way. Well, on that note.
All right. Now we've got that out of the way. So we're going to talk about candy. We're going to talk about the origins of candy on Halloween.
Yes.
So in the 8th century, we're going way back.
Way back.
So Halloween used to be called All Hallows Eve originally. Cute. It originated from like a Christian holiday called All Hallows Eve. And so in the 8th century, in those days, they used to make soul cakes, and these are small, round, like shortbread biscuit cakes.
Cute.
It doesn't sound bad at all. Yeah. And these would go out to what they called soulers, SOULERS.
Okay.
And those were, and the group that made up the soulers would be like children and poor people. And they went door to door. They sang kind of like carolers. And then they said prayers on behalf of that household's family. And in exchange, they handed them a soul cake.
Wow. That's really cute. That is like very far removed from what we do now.
Yes.
Very far removed. That's actually kind of like heartwarming almost.
Yeah. I think
like
it's a cute little tradition.
Yeah.
So fast forward to 1914-ish. Apple bobbing became very popular.
Which is weird.
I know. And it originated at a Halloween party in Kansas because this woman, I guess they were stealing all of her apples in her backyard on Halloween. And so she was like, I'm going to have a party and everyone can eat the apples and we'll just bob for them instead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, just that rowdy bunch of dudes again, just out causing trouble.
It was common. This is what the article says. It was common for pranksters to wreak havoc on people's property at the time.
Just sad.
Halloween was wild in the early
Wild.
1900s. I don't understand at
Yeah,
all. You could get
definitely not.
arrested for that.
I was gonna say,
You could get arrested for that now.
yeah, definitely.
Oh my gosh. Um, so this woman who held the party in Kansas pioneered like parades and costume contests and like general merriment for
Nice.
Halloween.
I do
Yeah.
like merriment. Yep.
Yeah. So in addition, at these parties, this section is called D's Nuts, and you'll see why in just a second.
Oh, I'm so happy.
American Americans would occasionally get together on Halloween for Nutcrack Night festivities, which
How
sounds
exuberating.
for some people that would sound incredibly painful, but
Ooh.
for others, it meant that people ate freshly harvested hazelnuts and chestnuts, and in some cases, a young man would assign names to each one of his hazelnuts or chestnuts, and they would stick them in the fire, and the one that burned the brightest was the woman that he was supposed to be with.
Oh, I'm sure that's exactly what that tradition was after. Yeah,
I mean, I wasn't there, so don't come for me.
Oh my goodness. How creepy is that kind of
wild
background?
It's
just
wild.
wild.
I know.
Them boys.
And then so another tradition involved a young couple putting two nuts in the fire to see if they jumped apart or stayed together.
They definitely jump apart.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. People need stuff to do. I don't know.
That's just weird.
All right. So going to the 1930s, kids mostly ate baked treats, fruit, apples, specifically because those were in season, I think, in most places, and then like nuts, coins, and toys. So that's kind of fun. I think it would be really cool if we still did baked goods. Like I understand that there are hazards that come with going to strangers' houses.
Yeah.
So it's probably not like the best thing, but I think I would love to bake cookies for the neighborhood kids. I think that would be nice.
It's just like there's so many, and I know there's ways to avoid it now because there's like different colored lights and different colored pumpkins you can put out to like signify that you're not carrying like allergenic kinds of things to give out to trick-or-treaters. But I imagine most of that, like it's prepackaged, you know where it came from for the most part. You know if it's peanut or gluten or whatever the case may be. So I can imagine that's a little bit tricky, but little knickknacks and stuff, that'd be so cute. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we'll get into this because it gets worse. But I think it's kind of cool. I mean, now if you give out fruit, you're like the healthy household.
Yeah, like thank you so much for this orange.
Yeah. But I definitely did buy like little toys and stuff for kids who are allergic to peanuts. And I think that's cute. Like little vampire teeth and like bubbles and stuff like that. I think it's cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the 1950s, kids got strictly candy.
Nice.
And the candy companies finally started to catch on.
Right.
So Hershey's obviously was a major factor. This was around the time that Hershey's chocolate bought like Reese's and made, Hershey, Pennsylvania started to become a thing. So it was started to become a huge deal. And so then consequently in the 70s, sealed candy bars became a huge popular thing, and a lot of that was due to safety. Because I guess in 1985, which is in the 80s technically, but you get what I mean. 1985, so there was deaths. Kids were dying in the 70s after or around Halloween time, and nobody figured out why. I think it's because of the prominent serial killers that were present in the 70s, but like nobody wants to listen to me about that. And in 1985, a study showed that none of these deaths were caused by poison candy. But at that point, the damage was already done, and prepackaged candy had become a thing. So here we are.
It could have also, and there's similar to your serial killer theory, there may also be one where maybe the candy companies spread it themselves so that they would buy the prepackaged stuff from straight from the vendor.
I mean, that might be us just being jaded, but like also very possible. I would
I
not put it
mean,
past them.
I wouldn't either, honestly. If you're gaining that kind of popularity and you really just want to kind of stick it in there for good and be like, yes,
Yeah.
this is my territory now. I feel like companies might try pretty much anything.
I
Truly.
mean, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's also convenient
Um,
though, to be fair. You
yeah,
know?
no, it definitely is.
Yeah.
It's easy to buy. It stays for a
Yeah.
long time. You know, you can just buy it whenever and then hand it out.
With bulk
Um,
bags, with
yeah.
variety. Yeah.
It's also really easy for kids to just like put their hand in the bowl and just take out a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
also,
it
if
doesn't,
you've got that variety, they can choose also.
right.
Like they get a little bit of
Yeah.
choice in that.
It's like it's more fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So this year, it is
Mhm.
predicted that as a country, we will spend $10.4 billion on Halloween, and 3 billion of that will just be candy.
Holy cow.
I know.
I
I
mean,
know.
well, to go back to the initial conversation, decorations themselves have skyrocketed in
True.
price. Like you can't even
True.
buy a wreath under $20 these days.
I know.
It's
And
insane.
like any kind of lights for
Yep.
outside, blow ups, like whatever,
Hmm.
it's expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
But
think.
also, I think too, people are going to go like all out this year
Oh, yeah.
because it's the first year that people feel comfortable going trick or treating after COVID, you know?
Yeah, that's true. And also, I don't necessarily know if, and this is just back to price and skepticism, I guess. I feel like people aren't necessarily spending more money on Halloween. It's just that much more expensive that anything they spend would account for that kind of scale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost.
I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Inflation for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So they might be buying more, but it might just also be way more expensive than it's ever been.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
also fair. I'll give you that for sure.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right, so now we're going to move on. So I found a Los Angeles Times article
Okay.
that ranks Halloween candy.
Beautiful.
And the criteria that this person
Mhm.
uses, and this was actually written in 2020 when we were not
Ah,
doing Halloween. So in lieu of Halloween, they published this article saying, like,
cute.
we're just gonna focus on candy because everyone can get candy,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So the criteria that this person used was um taste
Okay.
and general spirit of Halloween, so like packaging and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't think a Milky Way has ever told me, yeah, I'm real high spirited about Halloween this year.
Super
Really into
pumped.
it. Super pumped.
And then the second thing is Halloween trade value, which I think is very important because
Very important.
I have, again, very prominent memories
Mm-hmm.
of sitting after Halloween and
Yes.
then my cousins and my brother and me all sitting in a circle
Yep.
and pouring out our candy and then just like
Yes.
divvying it up.
Yes.
It was amazing.
It
It was
really was.
amazing.
And the best part was the parents, like my grandparents and my mom, literally, we would dump everything on the table and it was like a
Yep.
free for all. They're like, oh, I like this one, or oh, I like this
Yeah.
one. So I love that it's clearly tradition for everyone to just dump it all out and take what you want.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. Um Also, if you like Whoppers, you're weird. Anyway, moving on.
You know what? I'm pretty sure my dad was that guy.
I
I think he
I
likes Swappers. I don't know if he
I could
still
not get
does.
on that train. I think one of my cousins did.
It's
Um,
dry for sure.
yeah, yeah.
I like
It's
the
not
flavor, but it's dry.
well, and my mom spoiled us and would like buy the real like malted milk balls from like old-fashioned candy companies, and those were
Oh,
actually really good. But the
okay.
Whoppers,
Like
so
a
the Whoppers were
knockoff.
always like a letdown for me.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense though. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
the Halloween trade value, if it's the higher the number, the more likely it is to be traded. Okay,
Like,
so just
as in
keep
they
that in
don't want
mind.
it, is what
Right,
you. Okay. All
right.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
So, all right. So first on the list, number one, controversial,
Mm.
Reese's peanut butter cup.
As in, that is the number one candy.
That is the one. The number one ranking has to do with the classic yellow and orange wrapper. and combined with the crimped black paper nestling each individual cup.
That seems very sensual for a peanut butter cup.
Yeah. I mean, this is the Los Angeles Times, so somebody professional spent time writing this. Yeah, so this is what this person feels is the number one candy. I would disagree. I know my husband Chris would totally agree with this.
Tyler as well.
Reese's obsessed.
Yes.
I would also like to say that the peanut butter cup is not the best version of Reese's. I think the pumpkins are better. Okay, so Reese's, I would give them credit for being one of the more versatile candies because they do come out with holiday shapes and like do their due diligence to be on brand for the season. So I do appreciate that. But actually, I like the fast breaks. It's not even seasonal, but the fast breaks are fantastic. I don't know what they do. Aren't those the ones with like the wafer in the middle? They're the ones with the pretzel in the middle. I think that's like a new age version. I don't know. Okay. This one was literally just like a souped up peanut butter cup in a log. Okay. A log form from what I remember. But the flavor was really different. I don't know what they did differently, but I think the Reese's pumpkins and the Reese's Christmas trees are superior to the traditional Reese cup. Do you want to know why I think that is? Because there's more chocolate. Exactly. Because I think the ratio is better. Yeah, you've got way different ratios between peanut butter and chocolate because it's just bigger. Yeah, it's gotta be. So I would say, but so this guy says Reese's is number one. I don't know. Let us know what you think. Yeah. And then the Halloween trade value ranking is 2. So it's very desirable. Nobody wants to trade that. Yeah. Okay. Understandable. All right. So number 2 we have is Kit Kat. Now, I like Kit Kats. Kit Kats are like definitely my favorite. I love all the different flavors you can get at like Japanese candy stores and stuff. I think that's super fun. The crunch. Yeah, I like to have variety. I like to have variety in textures. Yeah, me too. Variety in mouthfeel. You're welcome, Chris. I use your term mouthfeel. Gross. Please don't ever say that again. Keep your moist. No, I'm just kidding. No, get out. Listener, Kirsten hates the word moist. Yeah, just keep saying it. You and your nasty mouth noises. That's the last time I'm gonna say it. That's it. All right. Anyway, so Kit Kats is number 2. Do you have a favorite flavor of Kit Kat, or do you like just the classic ones? Girl, I'm a tried and true, and just go with the plain. Honestly, though, I say that the white and dark varieties actually weren't too bad, but I would always go back to just the regular. I agree. I love the milk chocolate Kit Kats. Those are the best, I think. I like the matcha green tea ones too, though, which is it's kind of obscure, but I like the matcha ones too. And the peppermint ones. The peppermint ones are good. Oh, I bet they taste like Thin Mints, or what are those? Sort of. You know what I'm trying to say? The ones they give you at Olive Garden. Oh, Andes mints. Andes mints. Yeah. The ones they give you at Olive Garden. Now, I think the Halloween trade value on this is 12, which I think is kind of high. Yeah. I think that's really high. It's high for a number 2 ranked candy. I agree. Weird. I agree. Yeah. I don't know. All right. Now, number 3 is Butterfinger. And I'm just going to put it out there right now. I am not a Butterfinger fan. Honestly, I don't like number 3 or number 4. You don't like Twix either? No. Oh, God. I don't like Twix. The flavor of either one. I think they're both garbage. Okay. All right. Controversial for Twix. I don't think there's a lot of people that go like, don't lay a finger on my Butterfinger. But Twix, I know that there's some fans out there. Yeah. So Butterfingers, I think, are less popular than Twix. I like Twix because I like the caramel, or excuse me, caramel. For some of I say caramel. Caramel is where it's at. Because I'm from the South, and that's from what we say. But yeah, I like Twix, and the cookie is good. I like the shortbread cookie. Yeah, I don't know. Again, though, this is what's weird. Let me tell you, Butterfinger has a high or lower trade value than Kit Kat does. Kit Kat's 12, Butterfinger is 5. I'm trading my Butterfingers all day long. Every day. Absolutely. I'll take whatever I can get. I remember trading them to Philip because he liked them the most.
I hate for Twix and for Butterfinger, I would 100% trade them for something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twix
Hands down.
trade value is 10, which I mean, I think that's suitable.
Yeah.
I mean, you're weird because you don't like Twix. I think most people do.
Well,
so
that
I feel like that is a suitable trade value. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I would say maybe a 5. Maybe switch the Butterfinger and Twix. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, all right. Number 5 is Starburst and Haichu. Now, I like this article because it included Haichu in with the Starburst. And I'm going to say something controversial. I think Haichu is way better than Starburst.
Oh my gosh. I didn't realize that they would be lumped together like this. Haichu is okay. Starbursts are okay. I like both of them, but specific ones. And I think that's what does it in for me. If it's a specific type or flavor, I won't trade it.
So the guy who wrote the article says that let's see. So he says that the proper ranking of the Starburst flavors.
Oh.
So strawberry, cherry, lemon, and orange.
Really?
Now, I would disagree. Is the pink ones, are they strawberry? I don't know what the pink ones are. Okay. All right. So yeah, everyone likes the pink ones, right? That's pretty universal.
I don't dislike the pink ones, but I do not agree with his order.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would do cherry, strawberry, orange, and lemon.
Okay. I like cherry. I like the cherry ones too. I never got the hype about the strawberry ones. I like lemon and cherry, I think the best.
Do you? Interesting. Yeah. I mean, they're an 18 on the ranking though.
I
That's
know.
Pretty
They
high.
are very tradable.
I find it surprising.
I don't.
No?
I would trade Starburst for a chocolate candy.
Would you really?
100%. Yeah.
Ugh, I do prefer the fruity ones more than the chocolate.
Yeah.
I would take fruity over chocolate.
Also, nobody asked, but I think the mango Haichu are the best. And if you haven't had a Haichu, I would highly recommend it. I think it's very good. I like it because the fruit flavors are not as artificial as the Starburst ones. And
That's
I think
true.
And I like it. It's like a nice, refreshing, chewy candy.
You know what isn't included in this, which I find interesting, are the now and laters. And honestly, between all three of those, the now and laters are elite for me. I would trade any of those for a now and later.
So now and laters, I feel like are a very old candy. I feel like that's not something it's not a mainstream candy.
Because I ate them in high school. They sold them at our candy shop in high school. So
fair.
Yeah.
Fair. We'll allow it. All right.
Number 6.
Number 6 is M&M's. Now, M&M's trade value ranking is 4. I don't know who is out here holding on to their M&M's. But I don't know. I think I like peanut M&Ms the best. I am not a huge classic M&Ms fan.
Yeah, I don't like
and also, can we just confirm? I need to confirm something.
Okay.
Let me know what you think. The mini M&Ms that come in the little tube. Those are way better than like the classic M&Ms that come in the little brown
And
bag.
again, I'm going to go back to the Reese's. It's all about concentration. You got a lot built up in that little itty bitty bite. And then when you put them all in your mouth at the same time and try not to choke and die, that's where it's at.
Yes.
That's where it's
the
at.
Whole tube.
The whole experience is just throwing it back. And just praying
like
for the
M&M
best.
Shot or something.
It is. So we're doing as kids, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All right, good. I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Definitely.
All right. Number 7 is Whoppers,
which
you
don't
guys already
like.
know how I feel about the Whoppers.
It's got a 21.
I think the 21 is the trade value, which I 100% agree with.
It's incredibly high. Yeah.
How do you feel? You don't care about Whoppers that much, do you?
I mean, I'll eat them. They're not my favorite.
That's fair. All right.
Yeah.
All right. 8 is Snickers. Now, I think this is controversial because I feel like Snickers would be higher up on the list.
I feel like as a as a society, yeah, I assumed Snickers and Milky Way as very classic, or even Three Musketeers would have been pretty
Oh
high
yeah.
because
Oh
that's what
yeah.
you find in all the goodie, like all the variety bags. You still
Mhm.
find this mixture in it, but
Yep.
I've never liked Snickers, honestly.
Yeah, it's not my go-to,
No, it's really not.
but I do like the differences in texture in a Snickers bar. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like I
it's too
like that
much.
there's the peanuts and the caramel and all the nougat, if you will.
I think like a texture or two is a good medium. If you've got more than two going on, I've probably written you off already.
Yeah,
It's too
that's
much going
fair.
on. Yeah.
Halloween trade value is 8. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's pretty
All
middle of
right.
the road.
Yeah. All right. Number 9 is Tootsie Pops. Now, these are wonderful. They take forever to eat, though.
They do, but I do not like the classic ones. I actually loved the ones that came in all the different flavors, and lime was one of my favorite. Do you remember those?
No.
They had oh my
I
gosh.
remember, okay, these are the flavors I remember. I remember orange, which was my
Yeah,
favorite one.
right.
Orange, cherry.
Vanilla.
What is the vanilla? What color
It's
is that?
blue. It was
The blue
blue.
one? Okay, yeah. So the blue
Yeah.
one
Mm-hmm.
and then the brown one, which was chocolate on chocolate, I think.
Oh, I don't remember the brown ones. No,
I don't remember the brown ones.
they had a green one and it was lime and it was fantastic.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I
Those
don't
were my
remember
favorite
that.
though. I would have traded they had the long ones which was fun, but yeah.
I think 7 is a good ranking for this though.
Yeah, I would say so.
7 for the trade value
Yeah.
is very good. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
All right, now Skittles.
Eh.
Eh,
It's kind of like M&M's for me. I could go for it or
yeah.
I could pass on it.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not holding on to my Skittles.
Me neither. It's yeah.
And you also do have to put all the Skittles in your mouth at the same time.
Same choking hazard.
Yes.
Same experience when you're not doing
in my
it right.
opinion, you have to do that. I can't. I'm not doing an individual Skittle. I'm sorry.
Eating
I can't.
old school kind of candy means that it always has to be a life or death experience, which is why things like Sugar Daddies and Tootsie Pops were after you.
Okay, so number 11 on this list is Crackle, Hershey's, and Mr. Goodbar, like all in the same ranking, which I
would
find
agree.
weird.
But I would agree.
Mean, yeah, yeah.
Honestly, Crackle is okay. Between Crackle and Crunch Bar, I would rather the Crunch. And I don't like Mr.
You mean,
Goodbars.
yeah. Okay, number 12 is Crunch Bar.
Mm-hmm.
And that's at so oh, by the way, the trade value for the Hershey's Mr. Goodbar Crackle bundle is 19, which I think is accurate. That's fine for me.
Super high. Yeah.
Crunch Bar trade value is 16. I think that's accurate too.
Yeah.
I don't think Crunch Bars are super
agreed
or super great. I mean, they're good.
Yeah.
They're better than just your plain Hershey bar, I guess you could say.
Agree.
All right. Now 13, Sweet Tarts, Smarties, and bottle caps.
Ooh.
How do we feel?
Uncomfortable. I love Sweet Tarts. In fact, I would put Sweet Tarts over Starbursts in my own count. I love feeling like I'm eating chalk. But the Smarties, I could pass. Bottle caps always had an awkward flavor for me. I was not a fan of those.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I agree.
Sweet Tarts were where it's at. I like those.
Okay. So I would say I would put Smarties over the Sweet Tarts because Smarties have like a sour flavor, and I love sour.
If you thought I was eating chalk, I feel like
I'm just saying
Smarties is all chalk.
Hold on. Smarties, the chewy ones, the chewy Smarties, not the chalk round ones, but there's like a chewy version of that.
What?
It was yeah.
Are we talking like Sprees?
No. Well, kind of. No, well, that's the texture, but it was a Smartie.
Oh. Ew.
Or no, Sweet Tarts. It was a Sweet Tart. Laffy Taffy Airheads. All right, you can miss me on the Laffy Taffies. I'm not a huge fan. Airheads are superior.
Airheads are superior, and I'm kind of offended they lumped them with Laffy Taffy, honestly.
I know. And
I would never trade an Airhead.
I remember the banana Laffy Taffies were especially disgusting.
Ugh. I don't even know why they bothered.
I don't know either.
Disgusting.
Yeah. The only good thing about the Laffy Taffy is the joke on the back.
Oh
That's it.
yeah, that was iconic. You know what? I think Airheads tried to do their version of that, didn't they?
Really? I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
I feel like I remember Airheads kind of diving into that, but I don't remember if that was like a fever dream or not.
Ugh, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. What flavor Airhead is superior? I just want to know what you think.
Ooh, cherry.
I was gonna say cherry. I also like the mystery one too.
Yeah, you know it's all of them. It's just whatever they have left over, right?
What?
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yes, so from what I
Oh my
understand,
god. I
the
love
quote
that.
mystery flavor is just literally not dyed, and it's just a mixture of whatever flavors they have left over in the vat.
Obsessed.
I learned that a couple of years ago. I was like, makes sense. It's a mystery.
Sustainable candy making, everyone.
Yes, we're here
we
for
love.
it. If that's true, I believe that is
Yeah.
the case.
Who knows? I'm gonna I love that. I don't
Yeah.
care. I mean,
Believe it, just
I
for
love
fun.
that theory. Yeah. All right. We have 15 is Baby Ruth.
Gross.
Really?
Ugh. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Gross.
Okay. I like
Oh.
it.
Well, good
I
for
like
you.
it.
It's got a 13, so it's kind of high though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Raisinets and Junior Mints. How can you put this in the same category?
I
They
was
are both
wondering the
ranked at
same.
16.
And
How?
both completely different, mind you.
Yeah. Junior
Yeah.
Mints. First of all, anything minty is my jam.
Mint and
I
chocolate
love.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. So I don't know.
But
I
in perspective, to be fair, compared to the other options, I would probably trade in a Junior Mint for an Airhead, realistically.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
It's number 16.
Well, and in the article, it looks like he's kind of making the point that this is like movie candy. It's not Halloween candy.
I mean,
So
but
if
they come in small packages.
they do.
It's like Milk Duds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Wavelength.
So yeah, trade value is 25. That's fair.
Oh,
Tootsie Rolls. Oh, what?
I just realized that number 9 is Tootsie Pops,
Correct.
the suckers.
Oh, did you not feel that way about Tootsie Rolls?
No, I
Or
feel the
you
same
thought
about
it-
both.
Oh, okay. All right.
I feel the same about both. That's why I was confused. You didn't know what I was talking about. But if it was a Tootsie Pops, then it would have like grape and cherry and stuff like that. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But they were not superior to Blow Pops. I'll go back and say that. Blow Pops were the best.
I'll give you. Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. The watermelon blow pops, to be specific.
Oh.
I like the watermelon ones the best. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So Tootsie Rolls, high
Yeah.
trade value at 29. I think
That's
part of
pretty
this
high.
attributes to the fact that like I feel like you had all your Halloween candy and that you had the fun size. And then there
Yeah.
was just like a bunch of Tootsie Rolls in the bottom, you
So
know,
many.
and there were so many. So they were so easy to trade.
And I feel like that was the candy that we grew up with, like Tootsie Pops and Tootsie Rolls and those kinds of things. They were the in candy at the time, and
Yeah.
also probably the cheapest candy to buy. So
Yeah.
it makes perfect sense that there were so freaking many.
And they came in different sizes. And I like
They
the
did.
bigger ones better. Like the
Yeah.
longer Tootsie Rolls. Very
Yeah.
good.
Harder to get through, but definitely worth it.
Yes. All right. 18 is Pop Rocks. This is
I never
fun.
had them.
Really?
I
You've
never
never
ate
had
them.
Pop Rocks before.
No, I think there was like and maybe yeah, you know what? The article does talk about it because there was this big thing where they're like, oh, if you eat Pop Rocks, it can like mess up your digestive system and like cause stomach issues and things like that. So I never ate them. So I've never
Oh.
really had them. Except I say that, but there was a Crunch or a Crackle Bar or something that incorporated popping at one point.
Yeah.
I did eat those, so maybe it was the same thing.
The 4th of July Oreos
Oh, really?
had Pop Rocks in the cream.
Interesting.
They were very good.
Cool.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but yeah, I Pop Rocks are fun. I don't think I would choose them as like a candy to
No.
consume, but if I had access to them, I would eat them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Trade value ranking of 6 though. So apparently nobody's
It-
giving away their Pop Rocks, which makes sense. They're kind of like a rarity, sort of.
Yeah, they're also fun, I guess, for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 19 is Heath Bar. I barely know what that is, honestly.
I've never had one.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Okay. We don't care about that.
Nope.
Number 20 is Milky Way. We
Which I
finally
like.
made it. Yep.
Yeah, I do like Milky Ways.
One of the big five: Snickers, Milky Way, Three Musketeers, Babe Ruth, and Butterfinger. So,
yep, I would agree with that.
Yeah. All right. 21 is Sour Patch Kids.
Love.
I love
yes.
Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids are where it's at.
Elite.
Yes.
Elite candy.
Definitely.
I love anything like all sour candies.
All sour.
I'm here for it.
Yes. Remember the Warheads?
Yes.
Those are so intense.
I do. So good. All right. Rolo and Milk Duds.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Milk Duds. I originally, when I was younger, I thought I didn't like Milk Duds, but then I retried them as an adult and I like them.
Like, yeah, it's got a really high, a 28 for a trade-in value. That's pretty high. And I can honestly say as a kid, I did not eat these. I still don't eat these.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry with the next one.
Yes. Okay. So 23 is candy corn and the trade value is 31 because
it's heart-wrenching.
Corn because it's disgusting.
No, it's not. It's delicious. It's a classic.
Gross. It is a sorry excuse for a candy.
Oh, I'm in so much mental pain right now. My childhood is ruined.
Oh, look, Now or Laters. 24. Jolly Rancher, Now and Laters, and Dots.
I'm surprised their trade-in value is so high.
Jolly Ranchers are so good.
So good. And have you seen that TikTok of that kid just crunching into one?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Terrible.
Painful. He literally just chomps into it. And there's tons of people stitching it going, I don't know what your teeth are freaking made of.
I know. I was like, that makes my teeth hurt just thinking about it.
Just thinking about it. Now and Laters too, though. You got to let them soften first.
You do. Yeah. But I think this is the same concept as like the Tootsie Rolls. They're so little and there's so many of them just like in the bottom of the bag.
It's true. You can only eat so many.
Yeah. All right. 25. Candy, jewelry, and novelty lips.
Candy jewelry in particular. First of all, it's a trade-in value of 1, which I find hard to believe because I can tell you every teacher hated these when they became a thing. Because as if kids weren't being disruptive enough, now they're literally eating their necklace in the middle of class. And also they tasted like full-on dirt.
Yeah, it was not good. Like I thought Smarties tasted like chalk. This is like next level. It's not good.
Level. I don't even know if it was actually candy or if it was just like sugar that they refined into a shape.
I don't think I've ever had the like lips before.
No. Definitely.
But they sound disgusting, so I'm not doing
they are. Nope.
Yep. Twizzlers. Okay. I am saddened about this because Twizzlers are arguably my favorite candy.
Gross.
You can get out of here with your red vine energy. I am a Twizzlers person.
I am neither. I think they both taste like butts.
I love Twizzlers so much.
Disgusting.
And I'm sad that they're 26 and their trade value is 23.
That's pretty high. That's pretty high.
Every time I go to the movies, I get Twizzlers.
Gross. Good for you, though.
So good. All right, 27. So when I was a child, Three Musketeers was my fave.
Yes,
like
me as well.
Loved Three Musketeers, but as an adult, I have refined my palate and I can't do it anymore.
I really like it. I think it's weird for me because as a kid, I don't remember having this happen, but I feel like as an adult, some of these candies leave like a weird taste in my mouth nowadays, and it turns me away from it. Well,
I've also read that as you get older, your tolerance for sweet things decreases.
It's gotta be because I'm more of a popcorn person than I am a chocolate person. And I definitely hate the aftertaste. In fact, the only chocolate I don't experience it with is Lindt chocolate.
Yeah. The like upper tier chocolate. Yeah.
It must be like the like I don't like whatever they put in them nowadays that makes it taste like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Artificial sugar substitutes probably.
Definitely.
But like, I have found that as I've gotten older, I would rather have Doritos than like a chocolate bar.
Ooh, and speaking of that, I loved getting the mini chip bags for Halloween as well.
I know.
They were so good. I don't know if they're on this list, but that was I would love a bag of chips.
I know. I was the same way, and just
Yeah.
just a little segue here.
Yeah.
Cool Ranch or nacho cheese Doritos?
Cool Ranch.
I would agree.
On it,
I
but
would agree.
Cool Ranch as a kid, as an adult, nacho cheese dipping in sour cream.
Damn, I have never done that
Elite.
before.
If you
Ugh.
haven't done it, you have to dip your regular, good old tried and true Doritos into the sour cream, and you will thank me later.
Oh my God,
Give
I'm
it a
so
go.
excited. I'm about to get so fat. Okay.
Just in time for Halloween, we can enter the bear thing.
The holiday season.
Is there still time to enter the fat bear contest? I will be there. Just you wait.
All right.
Number 28.
Popcorn
balls. I don't think I got one of these.
I don't think I got one of these either as a kid.
No.
I've had one before at like a party or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but not trick or treating.
No.
They're really hard to eat and they're kind of messy. I don't know.
Nice.
29 is gum. Ew.
You know what though? Here's the thing. I think it depends on the gum, because I gotta tell you, if I got that Hubba Bubba or the that really the one in the yellow package, bubble something, it was like the pink latex flavor.
No, are you talking about the foot long bubble gum?
No. It's double bubble. That's
Double
what
bubble.
it is.
Oh
Double
yeah,
bubble.
and it's got like the blue and yellow.
Yes.
And
I loved getting that.
I specifically remember this. I have a very intense memory of the double bubble gum being sold at the baseball park, like the local one when we were growing up. And like all the boys.
It's always the boys. Dag nabbit.
I'm sorry. This podcast is not against like boys.
We're both happily married.
Yeah, I know. We're just hating on the boys this week.
Apparently so.
But you could get like 10 pieces of gum for like 25 cents or whatever.
Facts.
Right.
Yes.
And so they would get all 10 and put it in their mouth and then pretend that they were like chewing tobacco or something and like spitting with the gum.
Typical
I'm like,
boy
this
material.
Stupid.
This is
why
stupid.
That's gross. It's not
gross.
Good.
No.
But I never really liked that kind of gum because the flavor would go away so quickly.
It would. It was more to see how many you could fit in your mouth at once for me.
That's that's fair. That's fair.
Also sounds weird. Get it?
Yeah.
All
right. 30 is money.
Who was giving out money?
Who got money?
I went to the wrong house.
I know.
But you know what gets me about this one? It has a ranking of 3. Who is trading money for candy?
I know.
This should be number 1.
Value of 3. That is wild. Yikes.
This is weird. Who is trading in money?
All right. So that is, I love that. I love our little conversation about candy. That's so nice. Such strong opinions.
Such strong opinions. And honestly, we'd love to hear your opinions too. So if you agreed or disagreed with any of the rankings, definitely let us know. We'd be interested to know what you traded in and traded up for. Hopefully not money. And if you did receive money, tell me what house you went to, because I went to the wrong one.
What kind of neighborhood were you living in? That's what I want to know.
Dang, at least give me you gonna give me money or one of the full-size candy bars. Those were the ones, you know? Yeah.
The people, God bless the people who handed out full-size candy bars.
It was expensive, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I
mean, Costco, I was looking at them at Costco the other day because I was like, maybe we could be the house that has that. And I was like, I don't know.
Pricey.
I know. So it was like $20 for like 10 candy bars or something. It was too much. It was not good.
Definitely not.
So that's all I got. You got anything else?
I don't. That's it.
All right. Well, this wraps up our episode of Mediocre Content. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. This was a fun episode. I'm very excited.
Yeah. And now we turn things over to you for our MC Q&A segment. Or we had anything sent our way, but that's all right. This is still episode 2, still getting a groove and Hopefully you guys are still having fun with the second one so far.
Yeah, feel free to send us any email questions, comments, episode topic suggestions if you want, or send us our email. Our email is mediocrecontentpodcast@gmail.com, or you can send us a tweet at mediocre squawks.
And as always, a big thank you to you and me, because we are the producers, sound engineers, and editors. And a big thank you to our husbands, as always, for doing our ad segment. We really appreciate it. So we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.